Hey guys! In this video we're going to talk about what it means to multiply by 1. So when we multiply by 1 we get the same thing, right? So that's going to be our most crucial point, is that nothing changes. But if you've stuck around a little while, you know that a lot of times what we're looking to do is create something that has the same value, but it looks a little bit different. So let's get a bit of an idea of this, right? We've seen something like this maybe before, and we know that this equal sign tells us that those two sides are totally equivalent. So this blue thing, the whole blue thing, it doesn't look exactly like the green thing, right? There's kind of more stuff going on with the blue, not as much going on in the green. But because there's an equal sign there, we know that these two things are totally equivalent. This blue is exactly the same as this blue. They're totally the same, right? So that's our basic idea. Now we're going to apply it to fractions. So let's take a look at this. We've got 2 over 2 equals 1/2. If that doesn't make sense in sort of a conceptual way, we can look at an actual physical fraction, and we can say, okay, well, if I shade in 2 out of the 2 equal pieces, that actually is exactly the same as just shading in this one big piece over here, right? This and this, totally equivalent. They look exactly the same. So we can go over here and we can say, okay, I understand what it means for this 2 over 2 to be the same as 1. And so we get this lovely little thing. And then this is really great because now we know these two things are totally equal. We can use them interchangeably. All right. So if we see 7 times 1 and we want to change it in some kind of a way, what we can actually do is just take our 2 over 2 fraction and we can substitute it in for this 1 over here. Right? And it just pops in there because those two things are the same. That 1 is the same as the 2 over 2. This is the same as this. Totally the exact same thing, right? Those two things identical. They mean the same. And because we are multiplying by a variation of 1, so remember it equals 1. If we multiply by 1, we know we get the exact same thing. In this case, we're still multiplying by 1. It just doesn't look like 1, but it is, right? We know that it is equal to 1. Because we're doing that, then when we get our final answer, we know that this number is identical to 7. It's exactly the same thing. It doesn't look the same. It doesn't look quite the same. But it's exactly the same value. 14 over 2, same exact value, right? And so really what you're looking at too is division and multiplication practice, okay? We all know that 7 times 2 is 14. That means 14 divided by 2 is 7. If you take 14 things and you split them evenly among yourself and your friend, each of you is going to get 7 things. And so that means that 14 divided by 2, totally the same as 7. It just looks a little bit different. Right? Now we're going to take this skill, we're going to apply it to a whole bunch of things, but just remember, anything that equals 1 can be used in place of 1 to create something totally equal.